Hello there, it's time for your favorite local television program, Jamaica Magazine. On our pages today, all you need to know about the Ministry of Labour and Social Security's Labour Market Information System. And later, I'll look at some of Jamaica's creative and innovative jewelry makers. Stay with us.
Hear this, youth, older people, mature people, anyone who is listening right now, don't wait for extraordinary moments. Seize small opportunities and make them great. I've learned that through this experience. So if you have an idea, there's something that you want to do and you have not sought out an avenue, trust me, the time is now. Get it done.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, June 29. All 20 leaders are confirmed to attend the 39th regular meeting of CARICOM Heads of Government next week. Prime Minister Andrew Holness will chair the two-day CARICOM conference, which is scheduled to start on Wednesday at the Montego Bay Convention Center in St. James. Mr. Holness assumes chairmanship of the conference on July 1. The leaders will use the forum to discuss the implementation of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy CSME, among other things. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, says they will discuss the pause that was placed on the CSME establishment in 2005 and 2010.
We want to know if this should be a continued way forward. Our view is that it might be better for us to focus on the market, which gives on the single market, which addresses matters of movement of people, movement of goods, movement of capital, and movement of services. If we focus on those areas, that perhaps we will be more successful in ensuring that the realities inure to the benefit of our respective peoples.
The Foreign Affairs Minister was speaking at a press briefing on Thursday. More than 100 foreign officials are expected to be in attendance at next week's CARICOM conference. Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO, is reporting that the recently held Jamaica Investment Forum, JIF, was a success and created opportunities for sound investment projects. JAMPRO's manager for sales and promotions, Ricardo Durant, says the main areas of interest by the investors were logistics, energy, and tourism.
We are seeing interest in cybersecurity, which is a direct result of the work that we have been doing in the BPO sector and, of course, our IT infrastructure.
Mr. Durant was providing an update on the recently concluded investment forum at a JIS think tank session on Tuesday. He says that with the strong leads and deep interest, the next step is to work with the potential investors to ensure that the investments are landed effectively.
We estimate that combined, these investors are managing funds of over $100 billion. That's significant. And if we can get those projects landed in Jamaica, you can see the effect that it will have on our GDP growth, our employment, and all the things that we want to achieve in Jamaica.
The Ministry of Education is directing high schools to keep the cost of registration packages between $1,000 and $5,200. Under this arrangement, the government is absorbing the costs for core operations at the secondary level. The ministry has also advised that there should be no increase in parent contribution for the upcoming 2018-2019 academic year, and all charges for registration packages must first be approved by the ministry. Board chairmen are told to ensure that school administrators follow these directives in order to ensure that no child is denied access to schools in the new year. Regional education officers are to provide support and ensure there is no deviation from the ministry's policy position. Meanwhile, the Education Ministry is also reminding principals and administrators that there is no cost for registration at the primary level. Judges across the country have been trained in case flow management in an effort to effectively improve the timely delivery of justice in the court system. The training was facilitated by the Justice Ministry and conducted recently by representatives from the National Center for States Courts in the United States. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says it represents the government's desire to advance the local judiciary system to first world status.
This minister and this government is committed to providing the additional resources so that the independence of the judiciary is complete. I will be engaged with the cabinet that process to bring the facilities, bring the infrastructure up to first world standard, that it starts now.
Statistics from the local parish and Supreme Courts show that case flow management is one of the most effective ways of reducing the backlog before the courts. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is assuring the entertainment industry that the restrictions imposed by curfews and closing times under the state of emergency will be reviewed. Mr. Holness also says the National Security Council is reviewing the application of extraordinary powers under the state of emergency. He says that while some rights are suspended, freedom of movement will be applied as the conditions improve. The Prime Minister says he is much aware of specific concerns about this year's staging of Sumfest, which is being held in St. James, where one of the 2 enhanced security measures is imposed.
I wouldn't want in any way that the creative industries are affected by the imposition of a state of emergency. If we can find an accommodation, I will take a second look at it, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Holness says consideration is being given to that and any potential impact of commerce in North St. Catherine, where the other state of emergency is imposed. He was responding to questions in Parliament on Tuesday. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
On our roads, remember, take time, be courteous, drive good, walk good. Don't drink alcohol and drive. Don't drive tired or sleepy. Don't tailgate and don't overtake unless it is safe to do so. And always drive at a speed which will allow you time to stop quickly and safely. Let's keep it safe on our roads.
By now, I'm sure you've heard about the Labor Market Information System, LMIS. This one-stop information source not only provides cost-effective ways for employers to source and recruit suitable employees, but also allows job seekers to post resumes for possible employment. Interested? Here's more.
Since 2001, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security's Labour Market Information System, LMIS, has provided a cost-effective way for employers to source and find suitable employees, as well as for job seekers to find employment. The LMIS has 3 components: the Labour Market Intelligence, LMI, the Skills Bank, and the Electronic Labour Exchange, ELE. These 3 components are interwoven to equip job seekers and employers to meet the demand of the labour market. The Labour Market Intelligence Department, LMI, collects labour market information and uses this information to determine trends and factors which influence the market. The department spearheaded the National Labour Market Survey 2017, which was tabled in Parliament by Honourable Minister Shahini Robinson. The survey identified 6 key findings.
1. Less than 1% of the workers in the participating firms were foreigners. 2. 80% of firms found it difficult to fill vacancies in their organizations. 3. Most firms were optimistic about their business prospects. 4. The hotel and restaurant services had the greatest opportunity for growth in the labor market. 5. Demand will be greatest for skills workers in production and services with 72%. And 6. 10% of the firms employed persons with disabilities.
The survey is beneficial to policymakers, curriculum developers, students, job seekers, and employers who can use the information to assess imbalances in the labour market. Labour market intelligence is also utilized to better position the LMIS to meet the needs of clients. The Electronic Labour Exchange, ELE, is the core component of the LMIS. It's a critical tool for linking job seekers with employers where the in-office services are enhanced by an online portal.
Persons can go and register on or offline. They can create their resume and post their qualifications. And we match those skill sets with jobs that are already posted by employers.
What we do is to do preparatory work in terms of getting individuals ready for the world of work. And these are done through our employability skills sessions. And these are done effectively to allow for the individual person to be ready to go into an organization and display the relevant soft skills that we want in order to have productivity.
It showed me that it doesn't matter what happened in the office or what is going to happen where you go. There's always help and strength there. You should just take the good from it and leave the bad where it is. Without the program, I would not have never gotten that training.
Since its launch, the LMIS website has attracted more than 14,000 job seekers and over 1,000 employers, earning their trust and becoming a national employment portal.
We have been partnering with the Ministry of Labour to have interns coming in and joining our team for 3-month periods. What they have been able to do is to come in and to create a steady pipeline for us of talent that we have been able to infuse into the workspace and to be able to fill our entry-level roles. The experience has been a good one for us. We've been able to find talent that we can transition into the organization, and most of them are still with us and doing very well.
I am very grateful for the program. When I left high school, I was in and out of jobs, and thanks to the ELE program, I'm here at the COK Sodality. I've been to 3 departments thus far, and I must say it has been a very good experience.
The LMIS is committed to serving Jamaica's labour force and has been building sustainable partnerships to enrich and increase access to the service.
The latest of which has been through the New Employment Opportunities Project, which the executing body is youth. And what that does is to allow for our individuals who are conducting our employability skill sessions to be trained in global standards as to how to do it. It also facilitates a development of a mobile app that would allow for individuals to be able to access our web portal.
In seeking to cement the public-private partnership, we have signed a memorandum of understanding with the Jamaica Library Service, with the Manchester Chamber of Commerce, and we intend to do that island-wide.
Through this MOU, job seekers are able to use both facilities to access the services of the ELE portal, effectively allowing the LMIS increased penetration across the island. To improve human capital and labour market outcomes for the poor, the ministry has partnered with the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, to develop and implement an on-the-job pilot for 1,500 PATH program beneficiaries.
Through the electronic labour exchange, we are targeting persons from these households between the ages of 17 to 25 for job placement. Now, before we place them in jobs, we want them to be able to function effectively in the labour market. We want them to be able to retain those jobs. And it is through retaining those jobs that we will truly break the intergenerational cycle of poverty.
The LMIS is grooming and empowering Jamaicans to achieve their fullest potential by utilizing labour market information, promoting the services of the ELE, and strengthening labour market opportunities through partnerships. The Labour Market Information System, providing easier access to employment opportunities.
Let's get a little breeze on this land. All right. Now let's get some bounce in the rhythm. All right. Let's get some fire on our hearts. Now that is what we call all right. Run, come, get some Jamaica.
Jamaicans are very talented, resourceful, and creative. We just know how to turn we hand make fashion. With the wealth of knowledge and creative expertise that we possess, it's no wonder more and more Jamaicans are becoming job creators and not just job seekers. Watch now as we highlight how a few of our talented jewelry makers are transforming the island's creative industry.
Droplets of beads, creatively designed metals, painted wood, all handcrafted to adorn the neck, face, or limbs. Made from natural resources found on the island, local costume jewelers are designing a niche for economic empowerment.
Natural handbands These are like from Lucky Seeds and RSI, and these bracelet is from copper with seed mixed in. And we have bamboo handband. We have leather handband over here, and we have wallets, sandals, and pipes and chalices. Natural, all handmade right here in Jamaica. I'm doing this business for over 40 years now. I've traveled all over the world, and this is the business that I do. This is my living, and I'm very proud of it. I was working at the post office for 18 years, but in the 18 years at the post office, I learned this trade. I'm self-taught. That's what I love about this. I think about a creative piece, and I manifest it with my hands. And that's what I love about it, manifesting what I think.
So we have two lines here. We have one called the Heavenlies, and then we also have another line that's completely made out of paper, crafted from scratch, hand-painted by a fine artist and varnished. And that one is called Inspired by Nature. And if you look at it, you'll see things that remind you of sunsets or hillsides and mountainous reliefs and fruits and flowers. We have some freshwater pearls, we have shells, we have upcycled, I would say, materials that we used to make the earrings, so paper. So, and we do a lot of seeds and shells. I work a lot with shells. So those sorts of things.
I'm telling you this, we don't know how rich we are. We're a very rich country. I'd love if we could concentrate on developing our skills and using our local product and advance. We are so rich that it's confusing sometimes to see what we're doing, so much stupid things. Killing each other, robbing each other. We don't have to do that. We have everything here. So we need to just concentrate and focus and be positive and use the things that we have, because we have a lot.
Just being more mindful of what you're doing every day and what you're using every day, you know. Paper instead of plastic, that's kind of, you know, the stereotypical answer, but really thinking about where you're buying your products. Are you buying things that are locally made? Are you buying things that are imported more than the locally made?
Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, celebrating over 20 years of investment in community development. JSIF has forged relationships with international funding partners as well as private and public sector entities. Let us continue to invest to reduce vulnerabilities. Let us build our social capital and resilient infrastructures to ensure full participation in Vision 2030. JSIF, investing for community development.
Yo, Kevin, what going? You know, play ball with them on them?
Yo, you know, say, I think happened to me the other day, my youth. Have me away, I'm never gonna lie to you.
What happened?
You know, some day I stress out and I grieve. You know my brother John?
Yeah.
You know, so the man say him sick, and we carry him to the hospital. And the man just dead, so. Dead left him daughter, no will. Yeah, and him two daughter, them called Ashley at 9 and Gabriel at 13, so we really don't know what to do.
Boy, sorry for hearing that, you know. You never have no will?
Yo, I just said that already, man. Yo, man no left no will. If him did left a will, would I know what to do. I really don't know what to do.
So him never have house, car, bank account? You must at least NHT contribution.
Yo, if I tell you the truth, my brother very secretive. So I really don't know. I just know the facts. Say he's a teacher, and I know them pay him through the bank, so he would have a bank account. I know him to buy a house last year. The car where I have, I never know if I fee him. So I really don't know. That may I say if in the left a will, would I really know where I'm or what to do. But we really don't know what to do.
No, I did hear upon the radio still, Administrator General's Department deal with them matter there, you know.
Administrator General's Department. What them do really? What them really do?
Well, government office, man. Them, whenever people dead without will and them have kids under 18, them deal with the assets.
So you say Administrator General's Department, them deal with them thing there? Push for the Administrator General's Department there.
12 Ocean Boulevard.
Yeah, but I really like to go down there still and find out from them what them can do, because I tell us we really don't know what to do. I tell you the truth.
Follow them play some ball, man. We follow you go down there tomorrow.
Respect.
That's right. If someone dies and did not leave a will, leaving children under the age of 18 years old and have assets such as property, bank accounts and motor vehicle, you must report the death of the person to the Administrator General's Department.
Good morning, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Hello, good morning. I have a situation, I hope you can help me. My brother died last week and I don't know what to do.
Did he leave a will?
No, he didn't leave a will.
Okay, I'm going to ask that you complete this document for us.
To process the report of a death, you will need to complete a form of particulars witnessed by a justice of the peace or a notary public. You also have to submit an original death certificate, proof that you're related to the deceased, for example, birth certificate, marriage certificate, proof of assets such as bank passbook, land ownership documents, share certificates, motor vehicle documents, insurance policies, certificate of deposit. You will also need to provide a small sum towards administration expenses if no cash is left by the deceased. Before reporting a death, you can visit our offices for further information. In Kingston, 3rd floor at the Office Center Building, 12 Ocean Boulevard, or call us 922-183023. You can also visit our Western office at the 2nd floor of the National Housing Trust Building at 42B Union Street, Montego Bay, St. James. Telephone 630-4261. Our website is at www.agd.gov.jm. That's the Administrator General's Department, securing your legacy.
All 14 parish queens for this year's staging of the Miss Jamaica Festival Queen competition have been selected, and come August 1, the new National Festival Queen will be crowned. Watch now as the reigning queen shares lessons learned and tips for the new queen.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jamaica Festival Queen 2017. Dana Lynn Swaby, a historic win for the parish of St. Elizabeth.
I always describe it as a feeling that will always be a defining moment in my life. It's exhilarating, it has been phenomenal. Now, especially when you put into context the year in which I won Jamaica 55 and being the first queen from St. Elizabeth to be the national queen. So always when I reflect on that, it just makes it all the more wonderful being the festival queen. When I look at my experience, I see how being the cultural ambassador has allowed me to have a deeper appreciation for culture and the role that a young woman can play in contributing to society, contributing to your community, and how you can serve beyond the crown, beyond your reign. It has reinforced that I'm a people person, and that of course I must always carry myself in a circumspect manner, because people look up to me to be an example for all things positive, and how I can continue to empower young women, young people, and just people overall. So definitely it has really asserted my confidence that I am here for a purpose to engage and impact people positively. I think they should go for it, do it. It's a life-changing experience. It's an experience that will make you mentally stronger. Of course, it will give you a more enhanced appreciation for culture, for Jamaica overall, and what your purpose and role in life is. At first, it's extremely challenging because, you know, when you just caught the title and every invitation that comes along, you want to be there because you don't want to disappoint. But then you realize you're stretching yourself thin professionally and personally, because a lot of people seem not to know that I do have a 9-to-5. But of course, it's called prioritizing. Sometimes you just have to pull back on some of the activities and to say, all right, what is it that is most important? What needs my attention most within this moment? And that's how I make the decision. Belief in yourself and having the confidence and how important it is not just to have a support system, but to be your own motivator, not just through the Festival Queen campaign in terms of the competition, but even throughout the reign when I consider the challenges that I've had and also the things that I've had to do. You always have to be your #1 supporter because mental strength is so important in overcoming almost any challenge. I want to say thank you for everyone who has played a role or given some sort of support. But I have to also acknowledge the people on the street, people who come up to you and say congratulations, they cheered for you, because if people don't let you feel relevant, you won't be relevant. So, and for all the invitations, the persons who have extended invitations for speaking opportunities for other activities, it's a testament to the confidence that they have in me and the high regard that they have for me to want me to be involved in anything that they are doing. So I really have to acknowledge that. And of course, to the incoming queen, I have to say the world is your oyster, Jamaica is your oyster. You have nothing to do but just to conquer and continue to believe in yourself and work hard and always remember your purpose and the reason that inspired you to make this step, and it will always be a fulfilling moment for you.
You've just heard from Denalyn Swaby, the 2017 Jamaica Festival Queen winner. Up next, one of the finalists in this year's festival song competition.
Jamaica, you're nice enough. You make me full of pride enough. Oh, my little country, a land of rare beauty. Jamaica, you're sweet enough. You want me sugar and spice enough. Oh, my blessed island, guided by the mighty hand. Jamaica, you're nice enough. You make me full of pride enough. From the carpet country to the pretty blue sea. People from near and far want indulge in your beauty. With your rich history, you're so sweet to the dandy. Should I ever go away, promise I won't stay. Cause you're my little heartbeat, oh, the land of my birth. Yes. Jamaica, you're nice enough. You make me full of pride enough. Oh, my little country, a land of rare beauty. Jamaica, you're sweet enough. You want me sugar and spice enough. Oh, my blessed island, guided by the mighty hand. Jamaica, you're nice enough. You make me full of pride enough. From the carpet country to the pretty blue sea. You are a work in progress, and I believe in you. You produced a great nation who won't give up on you. So we are gonna work out the problem, cause we want to see you smile again. Black, green and gold, whoa, yeah, I promise for sure, yes. Jamaica, you're nice enough.
It's the 66th staging of the Denby Agricultural Show, and this year there's something special, a Denby Farmers 5K walk run. Come out on Sunday, July 8 at the Denby Showgrounds in Maypen, Clarendon, and do it for charity under the theme, Run Come Support the Farmers. Registration ends on June 30, so download your application form from the Jamaica Agricultural Society website at jas.gov.jm. Proceeds are in aid of the Jamaica Agricultural Society Disaster Relief Fund. Entry fee for individuals is $1,000 and groups of 20 people or more pay $800 per person. So at 6:30 a.m. on Sunday, July 8, join the movement of hearts and feet in a unified effort to support farmers across Jamaica who look to the JAS for support in times of disaster. That's the Denby Farmers 5K walk run. Run come support the farmers.
We've come to the final page of today's magazine. Another informative edition awaits you tomorrow. Remember to share your feedback and comments by sending an email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. Follow us on Twitter and other social media platforms, and visit our website, jis.gov.jm. I'm Sandra Clark. Walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.